Hello, hello, Stephen Violet here. Another episode of Kerbal Space Program. Today's goal is to get out to the moon, land on the moon, and come back. I haven't quite 100% tested the rocket I've been doing this with, but I'm going to go ahead and try it anyway and see how well it works. Um, so go ahead and give it a go. I'm going to go ahead and get into the assembly building. I'm going to go ahead and load up my rocket. And where are you at? Okay, because I've been having problems with my Mimbus one, because I recently went out to Mimbus, landed on Mimbus, but couldn't come back. So what I ended up doing is I did a slight modification to my original. I added some solid fuel boosters in hopes that I can conserve the fuel in these tanks a little bit longer, so then I'll actually have the fuel I need to do the initial burns and executions that I need. So I'll have the fuel in this stage to do my landing and then coming back from the moon. So we'll go ahead and get this going here. Make sure my staging is all correct here. Alright, eject those two, boom, eject those two, boom, 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 boom. Okay, we're good. Alright, so what I use is I use MechJeb. I use MechJeb to do my ascent, and then after that I use MechJeb to execute my nose. Whoa, 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 whoa. Gotta go back. Revert flight back to the simulator. I forgot to put some struts on that because that's gonna just fall around. So I ended up I need to do some modifications to this real quick. Put some struts in here. So these struts will keep it from bouncing around because bouncing around is really bad. So that's what the purpose of these struts are going to be. Alright, now let's get off to the flight. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. Okay. Alright, so I use a maneuver planner to execute my maneuver nodes, but I usually place the maneuver nodes myself. So that's not too big of a deal, not too bad. I usually do everything else myself, though, however. Alright, so here we go, and launch in 3, 2, 1. And come on, come on, come on. There we go. And hopefully this doesn't turn into a total botch and I end up blowing up or spinning out of control. Shouldn't have that problem, but you never know. You never know. Alright, so I'm only using 20% of fuel on my other rockets, or 25% of fuel on my other rockets, just to kind of let the solid fuel boosters do their thing and what they're supposed to do. Once those run out, then I'll go ahead and full throttle like that, do the ejection. Those can blow up. I don't care about those. And now, however, I should have enough fuel that actually probably didn't even work at all, period. Probably didn't even make a difference. May still end up in the same problem I'm having. I don't know. I'll try to figure it out and see what I can do. It might have worked a little bit better than previously. Kind of gave me that initial lift I needed. So I might be okay, actually. I might be a little bit better off to be able to do my executions once I'm in orbit. So we'll have to see what happens. Eject those off, let this continue to do its burn. I don't know. Might be cutting it. Might be cutting it a little close. on fuel to do my initial movements, because my goal is to do my initial movements in this stage right here, so I don't have to use up any of my fuel for my landing and my getting out of the planet and coming back to Kerbin. My goal is to not have to use any of that fuel, is my goal. My goal is to save all that fuel, so I'm going to have to see if I have enough fuel when I get up here. Adding those solid rocket boosters actually might have helped me out a little bit. It actually might have helped me out a little bit. Actually. Seems like I might not have any problems. Let me go ahead and limit to 50%. I should have enough speed to keep myself going, because I'm going well enough, fast enough to keep the initial trajectory going. We'll have to see here. Once I get up there, I'll know more if I'll have enough fuel, if those solid rocket boosters did anything for me, or anything at all, actually, because I don't know if they did anything for me at all. Might have saved me on a little bit of fuel, but that's probably about it, to be realistic. Yeah, it probably saved me on a little bit of fuel, but not nearly as much as I was hoping. Limit it to 35%, see if that makes a difference. There we go. Actually, it did save me a little bit on fuel doing the rocket boosters, solid rocket boosters. And now it's boom. Alright, so now that I'm up here, I'm high enough, it'll do its little puffs of fuel burns, and to get myself into that orbit. It's going to go ahead and get me into orbit around Kerbin. It'll do that itself. It'll orbit. Ooh, sorry. It'll do its auto deal here around Kerbin. Circulation is the word I'm looking for. It'll do a circulation around Kerbin on its own once it gets to that point. And so you can see the one I tried to do before is still orbiting around here. I think this is my original. Yeah, this is my original. This one ended up failing horribly, so it's now in a complete orbit around. I'm gonna go ahead and switch back to that one. I think this is the one that ended up running out of fuel. Or is this my new one? No, this is the one. Which one's this one? I'm trying to think. Because my new one is right here. Yeah, this is my new one. This is my old one. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just completely throw this one off course and send it straight into Earth, so it doesn't mess me up. So I'm actually going to go ahead and send that one into Earth and destroy that rocket, because there's no need for that one. Actually, I probably won't destroy it. I'll probably... Yeah, I'm probably not going to destroy it per se, but I definitely... I'm just going to destroy it, to be honest. Alright, so that might land itself in there, so let me go ahead and let that do its thing. I'm going to switch back to this one over here. And let this one do its thing. And it's going to go ahead and circularize around Kerbal. That other one, it depends on how well it comes in. It should. The other one should be okay. Depends on... it might have crashed, actually. Yeah, it might have crashed. Alright, so I'm going to let this one go ahead and get into orbit. This should have enough fuel to do this initial burn here. Yep. Alright. It's going to go ahead and do its burn here. And boom. I am now circularized around it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on SAS. Not RCS. SAS. Because I should have enough battery. Where is my sun? There it is. Should have enough battery. Power, because I should be charging, so I realistically shouldn't be using any of my battery right now to make these slight movements. Yeah, because I got a solar panel and a few batteries on here, so I should be fine. Alright, so with that being said, now that I've gotten to this point, I'm going to go ahead and set Moon as target. Alright, there's my lander on Mimbus. It's way over there. And I ended up losing that bad boy a while ago. I might as well, if I can get it. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this maneuver here to try to get myself around the moon. This one should work. Yeah, this should work. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go to Maneuver Planner. I'm going to go ahead and tell it to execute next node. And it'll go ahead and skip over there. Should automatically fast forward time. Once it gets lined up, it'll fast forward time. This should get me around the moon. And it's going to go ahead and time warp. This should actually get me to the point where I need to be to get around the moon and orbit the moon. Yeah. As long I shouldn't crash into it this time, like I've done before. I've crashed into the moon trying to get into that good orbit and ended up throwing it off. Alright, so while it's doing this burn, need to make sure I'm focused in on it so I can get rid of the stage, because I know it's not going to be enough fuel in this stage to get me around it. This one should, though. Let's see. Alright, yeah, this should work. This should actually work out just fine, and I'll have well enough fuel. As long as everything works out fine, I shouldn't have any problems fuel-wise. Even having to use this stage for this burn, I should have enough fuel. Yeah, looks like I should be okay. Alright. There it goes. And now I can go ahead and hopefully this doesn't mess me up again. SOI transition, warp to SOI transition. Hopefully I don't run into the moon again like I've done before. I don't think I will. I don't think the moon will be right there yet. And then that actually might be a little... Okay, here we go. Alright, so now that I'm at this point, I can go ahead and add a maneuver node to wrap around. No, this might not work out. I'll have to add the maneuver here. It's still time warping, no wonder everything was all weird. And then I should be able to wrap around the moon using that. It's a little closer than I want to be, but I can always make minor corrections when I'm at that point. So I can go ahead and click execute next node. It'll go ahead and execute that next node for me. Just glad this time I'm not running into the moon. That's a good thing. I'm in the sphere of influence of the moon right now. This is supposedly a 20-second burn. It's just to wrap this around so I can actually get a orbit around it. I can always click on maneuver planner and circularize and next Apple apps. I think that's what I'm going to do. Create that node so it'll circularize me around the next Apple apps. Not that I really need to circularize. Realistically, I could probably just plan a landing after this. Actually, that's probably what I'm going to do instead of circularizing. Probably going to plan a landing. There's no point to circularizing. Alright. Alright, so now that I've done that, I'm not even going to bother circularizing. I'm just going to go ahead and plan a landing. So I can go ahead and click, where are you? Flight recorder, landing guidance. Alright, so I can go ahead and pick a target on the map. Let's say the light side over here, somewhere around. Let's just say lined up. Let's just say right in there. I want to land. So if I click land at target, it'll go ahead and warp to that point where it'll go ahead and execute the burn to get myself to be able to land, and it'll automatically deploy the landing gear. It'll do all of its adjustments to get me onto the surface of the moon. So as you see, it's going to go ahead and do its own thing. We can go ahead and zoom in at this point and check out what it's doing here. It's going to go ahead and do its auto rotations. It's going to do its own burns. This is just a burn to slow itself down. This might be another landing on the moon, maybe not a return, to be honest again. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It might be a flaw in my design. Feel free to leave a comment below on exactly what I could possibly do in my design to make this a little bit easier on myself. Because I don't know if I'm going to have enough fuel. I might just be short on enough fuel to get back. Which is fine, it's not a big problem. This can be a video of me just landing on the moon. I was hoping to be able to do the whole thing in this video, but I might. No, because even once I need to get out of the sphere of influence of Kerbal is where I'm going to have the problem. Is where I'm going to end up having the problem. Because I've got to burn to slow myself down. It's going to burn to slow it down. And I'm going to be using up a lot of fuel. I might just have enough to land. So it's going to be the same problem I had with Mimbus. Where I got to Mimbus and landed on Mimbus, but I couldn't get away from Mimbus. I wasn't able to get out of Mimbus. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have the same problem. I might need to add just another fuel tank to this stage. And that might be enough fuel at that point, and I think that's what I'm gonna do on my next video. I'll get out here, land, and I just ran out of fuel. Yep, I'm gonna crash. And there we go. Not quite enough. Enough fuel. I wonder if I can make some modifications to my rocket. Wonder if I can make some modifications to my rocket. If it'll be a lot better off. Let's see. No, I don't want Moonlander. I want Moonlander. I'm gonna add another fuel tank in here. See if that helps, because I think that's my problem. But then at the same time, if I add more fuel, that's more weight, and this has been my problem I keep running into. So feel free to leave comments below. Maybe help me out a little bit. Because now I might have a little too much weight, and that's what I'm afraid of. Now that I've added more fuel, not only that, I wonder if I staged this one. This is a learning experience for me. Still learning a lot of this stuff. You know, I haven't gotten it exactly right yet. I wonder if I take another rocket. Again, this is adding more weight, a Terrier rocket here. And I wonder if I add... No, why would I put the stacked? Where's the stacked decoupler? There it is. Okay, so there's that one. There's that fuel tank. If I had a rocket here, maybe if I throw another stacked decoupler in here and then put it there. So that'll be another stage in itself. This actually might work. If I'm gonna do that though, I need to move these up to here though. I'm gonna go ahead and push out the struts and make sure I'm actually gonna be able to land on the struts and not on the motor or the thruster. There we go. Alright. Alright, start retracted. We'll go ahead and get... Wonder if I should have the fairing, because I think the fairing adds quite a bit of weight. I don't exactly need it, so maybe if I get rid of the fairing it'll help weight wise. Alright, here we go. This is in sandbox mode, just in case anybody was wondering. This isn't in career mode. Need to switch these two out. I don't know how much more weight this is realistically adding. This could turn out pretty bad. But never know until you try. So we're gonna go ahead and give this a go. Let me just make sure all my staging is correct. These are not. Get these down. Alright. These two need to pop off. These need to come down here. These will pop off, then these. And then that's that, that's that. Well, alright, so we'll go ahead and give this a go again. Again, I'm no expert, never claimed to be. Just doing, just trying to have some fun, doing my thing here. Bob Kerman is a scientist. I might not work out. I need an actual pilot and not a scientist. Let's see if I hire myself a pilot. I've killed pretty much all my pilots. Which sucks, but well, since I'm in. Alright, there we go. Yeah, my Jebediah Kerman is the one that's way out there. He's dead. She's dead. KIA. Okay. She's KIA. He is out in Mimbus. Okay, here we go. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and take the scientist out of there and add me a pilot here. Alright. Because you need a pilot to be able to do everything it needs to do for stability and all that stuff. So. Alright, so let me double check my staging here. Boom, boom. Those will go, those will go, those will go. That'll decouple, that'll decouple. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Alright, so all my staging is correct. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this, and I'm going to go ahead and do this again. Throttle limit to 35. Engage autopilot, and let's go. I know this adds more weight, the add-ons I did, but I'm wondering if it will end up working out a lot better in the long run because of the staging. I'm wondering with the staging if it'll end up working out a lot better for me. Get rid of those two. I don't care if they run into each other. As long as they don't damage my rocket. That's my only thing. As long as they don't damage my rocket, I don't care what they end up doing. I actually need to put that to 100%. I don't know what I'm thinking. Might be a rough go at it on this one because I forgot to cut the limit. And at any point in time, hey, feel free to leave me some comments below. I take, like I said, I take constructive criticism quite well. So if there's something I could possibly do to make it better, and my videos better as well. If there's something I could do to make my videos better, just let me know. And I will try to do what I can to accommodate for that. Oh, those actually didn't run into each other. They may end up down there. They may get into my stream and end up running into each other. This is all debris. They may end up actually blowing up and destroying, landing right onto the station. So, we will see how this goes. I'm not sure about this launch. I'm thinking it's because of the extra weight I added. It's throwing it off a little bit. But it should be better off with the stages as far as that I have for fuel. And this is a design I kind of just came up with myself. I got a kind of hints and tricks and tips and stuff um, off of YouTube, but everything else I've pretty much done myself. Speaking of which, um, Scott Manley. I've been watching a lot of his tutorials to get to know the game better and so on and so forth. And I've learned a lot from him. His videos are a little outdated. He even does state on there that they're outdated, nor is he a professional. He does state that he's not a professional. He just enjoys the game. He's into it. And I've learned a lot from him. So if you have time to go ahead and check him out, I'll leave his link to his channel below so you can go ahead and check him out. Whenever you get some time, go ahead and check him out as well. But we're getting to this point here where I'm at like about to be at 50. And I'm not quite where I want to be on fuel. We'll see if these other boosters can pull it off. I don't know if my other boosters will be able to pull off the rest of this ascent. I might have enough fuel when I get up there. I might. It's gonna be 50-50 on them if I'm gonna have enough fuel when I get up there. I might actually. Yeah, I will. It'll be just enough, but I will have enough fuel. Crazy enough. Hopefully I don't crash into the moon this time. That was a good landing, a good opportunity to land that I had last time. Hopefully I can get that same trajectory this time. Now I'm at this point, I'm going to go ahead and quick save. Go ahead and revert back flights from now on. Any maneuver I do, I'm just going to go ahead and click quick save so I can go ahead and not have this problem again where I've got to do the whole launch and everything again. But I needed to make modifications to the rocket anyway to be able to make that landing, so it ended up working out fine. Not too big of a deal. Alright, let's see where we're at here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Not good. Add maneuver. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and disengage autopilot. I'm going to go ahead and get myself circularized around. This is not quite what I was hoping for, but that's fine. And too much. And this might be a bad launch. I have to see. This might be a bad launch. And I have to see if this launch will end up working out. Maneuver planner, execute next node. I'm going to let it do its thing and execute it on its own. Let's see. I might be getting into the... I'm definitely descending where I don't want to. Because that'll put me there at about 43. I want to increase that. So I wonder if I go... Is it prograde? Is it prograde that I have to do? I wonder if it's prograde. No, retrograde. Should, in theory, if I'm doing this right, and again, I'm still learning, I should get this pushed out. No, that's going inward, not outward. Crap. Then it's got to be retrograde then. Or it's got to be prograde, not retrograde. There we go. There we go. Now, I don't know if that's going to push that out where I want it. Actually, it might. Now, I wonder if it's... Huh. This does not quite go as planned. Which way am I facing right now? Am I facing towards... Yeah, see, I'm in... No, I need to be... Radial in? No, radial out. That's what it is. Hopefully this doesn't ruin my parachute. There we go. Now I'm getting what I need. Going radial out is actually pushing, and I don't know if I'm going to have enough fuel to do this. Maybe if I, let's see here, warp helper, warp to, is that periaps or apoaps? Apoaps. Let me go ahead and warp to apoaps. Probably still not where I want to be. No, I'm not. Let's turn this way. Okay. Then I can circularize this once I get to that point. Except, man, this did not work out how I wanted it to. At all. I'm not even going to bother circularizing. I need to save this fuel for the burn. I'm going to end up being in the same boat I was in before. I have a feeling. I have that feeling. I do have that feeling that that's what's going to end up happening. Be in the same exact boat I was in. We'll see, though. We will definitely see what ends up happening. Why is that going inward again? Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm going to abort that. I'm going to go ahead and do this, and I'm going to go ahead and create my node. So I may be able to do this anyway, even though it's not quite how I want it. I may still be able to pull this off from here. Let's see. One. $68. $75. That'll work. Alright, so execute next node. Let's see if I can pull this off and correct everything. I should be able to pull this off. I don't know how long the burn is. It might be longer than what I have in fuel on this first stage, but I can always go to another stage, which still might land me in the same predicament. Maybe not quite, but close to the same predicament I was in before. I hope not. If I can get this burn, or at least a majority of this burn on this stage, I should be okay. But we'll have to... Alright, let's see here. I definitely did not get a majority of the burn. I should have enough fuel. Actually, might be okay. I might be better off than I was last time. You know, nothing's perfect. I'm not perfect. I never claimed to be. I do the best I can. I'm doing this for entertainment purposes, you know. I'm not trying to make a video that's 100% perfect every time where I land and I make it and, you know, I don't crash. Because that to me just seems fake. You know, maybe later on when I get better, I won't have problems like I'm having right now. I obviously still have a lot to learn about this game. There is a lot into this. There's a lot more than I probably even care to learn. Maybe in the future I might learn it. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we got here. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and do Warp Helper. That'll get me to the next SOI transition, which is right there. And that'll put me close to Moon. Let's see. Time warp just a little bit. And there we go. Not quite wrapping around as I hoped. I was hoping to wrap around the other way. And not this way. Because this is going the opposite direction of the orbit of the moon. And look at that angle. That is horrible. That's a horrible angle. None of this video is going right now. Not a single bit of it. Alright. But, you know, I don't expect it to be perfect. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and have it execute next node. I'm going to go ahead and get a circularized orbit around the moon. It's definitely circularizing the wrong direction. I could fix it. All I would have to do is burn the opposite direction, and it would fix it. This may end up doing it anyway. No, it won't. I'm going to end up landing the same direction the moon is turning, which is going to suck just a little bit. Yeah, this is going to suck just a little bit. Alright. Go ahead and turn on my SAS so I don't go just spinning around. If I had enough fuel, I would do more corrections, but don't have enough fuel. So landing guidance, I'm going to go ahead and try to land right about, and let's see here, light side. This is not going to be light side. It might be. Alright, so land at target, just going to go ahead and warp it. And I don't know how well this is going to work out. Let me abort auto land, pick a target on the map. I'm actually going to pick there, land at target. That's where I'm going to land. Alright, we'll see what's going to happen here. I don't know what is going to happen here. I really don't. I may not have enough fuel. I may end up crashing again. This sucks. I may... No. There's no way. There's no way I'm gonna run out of fuel trying to land this. Yeah, there's no way. It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna come in way too hot and it's not gonna be able to thrust to make its changes it needs to make. Yeah. It's because it's gonna need to thrust. Right now, it's gonna need a lot of thrust to be able to slow down right about now. Looks like it might be another crash landing. Yeah. Looks like it might be another crash landing. Yep, it sure is. Here we go. And ready for it. And get ready for it. And here it comes. Crash. Boom. Boom! Yes, absolutely. Outstanding. Okay, with that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and end it right here. Feel free to leave comments below, please. Absolutely, please. Tell me what I could do better to make sure I can do this, because this is the same problem I keep having. I keep having this problem where I can't land on the moon. I can orbit the moon, but landing on it's not so much, not so easy. So feel free to leave comments below. I appreciate you watching. Again, my name is Stephen Violet, also known as Racer King on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/RacerKing1010. Go ahead and check me out there. I'll be doing some streaming as well on there. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Again, if you can help me on how to get this landing a lot better, I would really appreciate it. So feel free to leave a comment below. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Also check out my other videos. If you like them, go ahead and click a like as well on those. If you want to see further videos, feel free to leave comments below as well down there in the little comments section. Leave comments below down there to let me know what you want to see. I can try to do it the best I can. I'm in the learning phase still. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can see when I do other stuff. I'm going to try to do videos often. So without further ado, I am Steve Violet and I appreciate you for watching. Have a good day.